Hey, this is Short John Red, and welcome back to another episode of Scarlet Hollow. Now, I should probably confess something. You see, when recording the previous video, I switched to like the, official, public version of the game since, I didn't want. I don't know. I didn't know if it was like okay to, show any of the alpha versions, but well, there's this one little bit of dialogue that's in these alpha, because I don't know if it's gonna appear since I hope you didn't hear that. I have no idea if it's gonna appear here, so but if it does, I want you guys to, see it, because, I don't know, I just kind of like it. Anyways, let's just, whatever, I've been dawdling on, let's go to Stella's house. Good place to start, maybe she just slept in. That's what I'm hoping. I would have gone already, but, I was kind of nervous about doing anything by myself today. Just in case I ran into yet another horde from beyond the veil or whatever. Fair enough, I probably would have done the same thing. You make your way towards Stella's house. You make your way towards the basement. You make your way towards the cabin. Oh, warning. I'm sorry, I couldn't help but make a Slave Princess joke there. Kanika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. Your protective instincts set in, and the muscles in your arms tighten. Your shoulders straightening. If danger lurks ahead, you're ready for it. Okay, I'm not from around here. Is it normal for people to leave their doors open like this? Like that? I left my patio door open on occasion, usually when I'm home, but I've had squirrels take that as invitation one too many times and bust in to take a few bites of my plants, so even I keep my doors closed. It's bad enough that they go after everything in the community garden, but to come into my house and help themselves to my precious leafy babies, the squirrels of Scarlet Hollow are my only true enemies. Yeah, you say the most interesting things, Avery. And Stella would definitely know better than to leave her own door wide open like this, especially considering the ditchling situation. Might as well invite ourselves in, right? Yeah, we should go. Cool. I'll be brave and go first. Thank you for volunteering, Avery. Avery casually steps over the threshold into Stella's house. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. Doesn't look like there was a struggle or anything, unless it happened in another room. Or maybe someone or something caught her off guard. I don't know why I said that way, sorry. You didn't have to add that last part. I'm gonna forget that you said that and just be thankful that this doesn't look like a crime scene. Okay, let's investigate the kitchen. The little portrait of Gretchen. Stella's kitchen is slightly messy. A couple cabinets are hanging open, and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. Yeah, I'm not gonna call it messy. Kanika doesn't like that. Looks normal to me. I don't know. It's a little messy. If this is a little messy, I don't want you to know what you'd call my room. I wasn't judging. There's nothing wrong with a little mess. You're just giving them the look. Or a lot of messes. We're getting off track. Stella's house has always felt a little sterile to me. This feels a little too lived in, if that makes sense. Though maybe that's just because I've only ever been over when she was already expecting me. Maybe this is just a rare peek behind the curtain at the real Stella. The real Stella should call her friends and let them know she's okay. Yeah, let's check out Stella's room. You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. I keep thinking of Slay the Princess whenever dialogue says, "You make your way." She's not here. Obviously. Though it's a little untidy, it's part of the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. Yeah, this is a pretty messy room. And also, I should probably clarify, this is a Mothman plushie. Yeah, to all the people who keep thinking this is the protagonist of Slay the Princess, it's not. It's a Mothman plushie. So, yeah. I better not hear a single comment about this room being messy. I wasn't gonna say anything. Alright. You know, I'm gonna check her computer. It'll be handy later and you'll see why. I'm not sure we should be snooping on her computer. Isn't that a violation of privacy? We've already broken into her house, right? For all we know, there could be some sort of clue on there, like a note detailing exactly where she is. We didn't break into her house. The door was left wide open. Okay, what would be... Okay, look, I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we gotta do whatever we can to find her. Sure, snoop away, but I'm not gonna take part in this. Sure you're not. I'll just be over here, stay in the corner of the room, not looking over your shoulder. Let me know if you find anything. Stella's desktop is horrifically... I don't know what to say. Cluttered. There are simply too many files and folders to fit on our monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. Sorry, my ear itched. Okay. Whoa, how do we find anything on here? You don't. Come on, let's go. Okay, see, this is part of why I wanted to look through the computer. You can only do this if you either have book smart or street smart. You spend plenty of time with computers and are more than capable of shifting through the chaos of a messy desktop. Also, I never got this, like, you see this S in, like, so many things, but I don't know what it means. I legitimately don't know what it means. Like, I've seen the symbol so many times, and I have no clue what it means. Okay. One folder catches your eye. Boring tax stuff. Years of helping friends with their computers have made you all too familiar with this folder. Boring tax stuff never contains boring tax stuff. For that matter, it never contains anything related to taxes. Its contents are never boring. I mean, it's an invasion of privacy, but it's really important that we see what is in this folder. You open the folder. You're surprised to find it contains a carefully mapped out diagram of the Scarlet Hollow mines, including holes and fences in areas with low visibility. Now, this is important for later. And also, look at these photos. Yeah, things were much simpler. Believe it or not, there was actually a time Tabitha was happy. There's also a handful of old photos of Stella and Tabitha together as teenagers. Tabitha wears an uncharacteristic grin, an authentic, joyful smile, and Stella's eyes are somehow brighter, less tired. Both of them seem to be living in a happier time. You know, those were the days, weren't they? Okay, I take it back. This is way too personal. I'll just join Kanika in the corner while you wrap things up. Okay, you know what? Let's check out her open tabs. It would take you all day to count the number of open tabs in Stella's browser. So numerous are her tabs that you can't see a single icon. A sea of rounded, featureless triangles from Windows edge to Windows edge. Okay. Her most recently open tab is a post on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot farm. A forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. Don't you mean cryptozoologists? You visited Uncle Carl's Bigfoot farm in the past. Despite the name and despite the fact that posters call themselves Carl's Big Feet, the community takes itself very seriously and is one of the more consistently active cryptid boards on the web. The post in question is titled "Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow." Oh boy, here we go. Hidden Appalachia. Also, I've been hearing, like, I might have been pronouncing this word wrong. In fact, I'll probably still, like, Appalachia, that's the area this game takes place in. I might have been pronouncing it wrong in the past. I mean, I might be pronouncing it wrong now, but at least I have a better idea of how to say it. Everyone was chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day, and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom says there's something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them. Anyone have any ideas? Camera isn't shaky enough. This is totally staged. Yep, commenters. These types of comments are always the worst. Clean footage and some sort of cryptid nobody's heard except for your friend's mom. The only thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchling is some city in England. Thought you were legit. Also, never put Stan in your username. You're just asking for people to give you weird looks. Also, when I look up ditchlings in Google, well, I actually hit links to this game. Same with Kanika and Pearl Ann. Guys, since when did high quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? Those things are terrifying. Since every low budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, I smell an ARG. I'm serious, I've got tons of extra footage. Look at this nest. They've been doing something to the animals in town, and apparently some sort of bad omen, like Mothman. Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman. Yes, as noted by your username. I believe you. Lucky you're falling right into her trap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. Sick. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Did you mean to say sigh? And yeah, that is true. There are a lot of people who claim to be professionals, even though they are, well, involve themselves in matters they have no business being involved in. The thread continues on to the next day. Hey, okay, one, this isn't an ARG. I would never. What does this mean? I hope this isn't a slant on ARGs, because, you know, it's fun watching people try to figure those out. Not to mention, sometimes ARGs can help create engagement. I mean, I guess if the ARG is mandatory to understand the story, I can see why that would be a problem, but, still, I hope this isn't a slant. Okay. And two, you're not going to believe this, but we went into an abandoned mine last night to investigate things, and I'm pretty sure we found some tom knockers. Listen to this knocking we managed to catch on tape. There's a link to an audio file titled Tommy Knocker's Real.wave. Just because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real. Harsh but true. 2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights? This is so fake. I can't believe I bought into that river runner hype. You're so full of it. People online suck. YouTubers are always going to sell out to big indie horror. This is kidnapped by aliens all over again. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Also, low, doughy white things are now loud popping noises. It's definitely an ARG. Did you sell it to Fillsbury? Stop sidebarring her or I'm gonna call the mods. Yes, thank you, Lucky Stars. Uncle locking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no self-promo. If only all moderators were this reasonable. The thread ends. You check Stell's search history. She hasn't visited any websites since Tuesday night. If she came home after last night's incident, she didn't touch her browser. Her search history is almost entirely work-related. A furious series of queries for various monsters and cryptids that might fit the profile of ditchlings. That's that. Okay, I think I've seen enough. Thank God. Alright, I don't think there's any clues here. I don't think so either. This is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. It could use a few more houseplants. I'll put some trimmings together after we found her. Aw, she still does those corkboard with string things. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more of for decoration anyway. Hey, you don't know. She could be thinking of some conspiracy. Okay, so maybe she came home last night, maybe she didn't, but she's definitely missing. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I hope she would just be sleeping in. I can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. Where to next? I'm mostly just going in order. We should go to the cops, right? Are you sure? Nothing against the officers of Scarlet Hollow, but you've met them, right? Do you think it's worth the trouble? As unhelpful as they are, we are dealing with a missing person. That's cop stuff. It's gonna be more of a formality than anything, but there's no point in not covering all our bases. Sorry, I don't know why I can't read sometimes. Okay, there are 3 cops here. That means the mine should be okay. The police station is exactly what you expect from a town the size of Scarlet Hollow. It smells strongly of coffee and faintly of aged furniture and paper. And the general tidiness speaks of a department that doesn't get much of anything done. No comment. But you're also not alone here. You enter to find Bo and Duke standing between you and the officers behind the desk. Now listen here, Hugby. The Big Betty was set to win a blue ribbon, so don't you go telling me that she was just a pumpkin. We worked real hard to get her that big. Raised her up from a seed. It's just not fair, officer. Sorry for my poor excuse of a southern accent. I don't know. I thought I'd give him a little more personality, but it just sounds awkward as hell. I understand that and all, but I don't see what y'all want us to do about it. I know y'all cared a lot about this pumpkin, but as it stands, this simply isn't a job the police can help you with. Now, if you were able to find some kind of evidence that Julius or somebody else stole this Big Betty of yours, then you can get a lawyer involved and take it to a small claims court. Dang it, deputy. he ain't finding evidence of what y'all supposed to be good for? That Jules has been stealing what rightfully belongs to the Callaways for all his life, and you folks ain't done a lick of policing to put an end to it. I told you he was better off handling this ourselves, Daddy. Sorry to interrupt. Stella ran off last night, and she's still missing. She isn't at home, and none of us have heard from her. She what now? Oh, that's just our Stella, always running off. I wouldn't worry too much about her. She'll turn up. This is different, Earl. You know I wouldn't be up here bothering you if it wasn't important. Yeah, for one thing, someone threatened her last night. He's been trailing Odie since he got to town, too. Yeah, she shouldn't be off on her own when there are so many ditchlings around. I'm sure you've seen them by now. They're everywhere. Sure, we may have seen some strange animals lately. And we've certainly gotten a lot of calls about them. So either Scarlet Hollow is suffering some kind of mass hallucination, or we've been invaded by whatever they are. Ditchlings, Earl. But what are you expecting us to do about it? Ain't you all supposed to shoot them or something? Now, son, we ain't animal control. We're the police. Are you kidding me? This town doesn't even have an animal control department. Well, maybe it should get one. You're all no use at all, you know that? Them things have been after our chickens for at least a week now. Open your eyes, boys. There are strange things afoot. Anyways, I'm not gonna ask this. What's all this about a pumpkin? Seems the Callaways here have lost a considerably large pumpkin. We ain't lost Crud, Earl. You can't lose what's been stolen, and we already know who did it. We saw Juice Ironer yesterday. Look, Bo, I feel you. I really do, but that's circumstantial at best, and even if it wasn't, you know that there isn't a clear property line. Yeah. I'm sorry, did you say Crud? Dang straight I did. I ain't about to cuss in front of the boy. Isn't he like an adult now? I'm sure he can handle it. Cussing in public ain't polite. Got a problem with that? Okay, so, I'm not gonna ask this, I already know. Why is this pumpkin so valuable? She was dang near 2,000 pounds. She was gonna get us a blue ribbon. And now we've already missed our chance. The judging was supposed to start today. Hey, and we are here still stuck in the holler and short our prize winner, with Julius Tremaine to blame. He practically spits the name. And then he literally spits on the floor. Like, really? Okay, so cussing in public is rude, but spitting on the floor indoors is perfectly acceptable. South has some weird and inconsistent rules. He ain't even coming to his door to answer what he's done. Just hold out like the coward he is. At the very least, he could give us the seeds from what's left of her so we can try again next year. She was good stock, our Betty. That's interesting, because I haven't seen Julius since Tuesday. He's usually in the diner every day. Not necessarily a big deal for a lot of people, but he never misses his morning Joe. So maybe he ain't a thief. Could be something happened to him. Mark my words, the man's a thief. You got any other ideas about who would have stolen our prize pumpkin? Beats me. I just don't think folks should be so quick to jump to conclusions. Exactly. Like, too many people forget this. It's innocent until proven guilty. Not guilty until proven innocent. It's a real shame how many people don't seem to understand such a simple fucking concept. And I have no problem swearing in front of Bo. Anyways. 2,000 pounds? This Julius guy's gotta be huge. I can't wait to meet him. Nah, he's a weary fella. A wry fella. You probably see him hang around in the back of the diner. Usually comes in once a day to read his newspaper. Haven't seen him in a bit though. I don't know how he did it, but he did. That's kind of the thing. They're just making blind accusations based off circumstantial evidence. Just because you hate the guy, that doesn't mean he did it. The man's always had gumption. Ain't nothing that world can stop him if it means ruining my day. You sure it wasn't a bear? You think a bear would just roll a 2,000-pound pumpkin off without a lick of evidence? That's right, sir. Weren't no bear. We're hunting folk. We know the signs. This was a man's work, and that means it was Mr. Tremaine. He knew just what to do to hurt our family. Yeah, I'm just gonna say, I'm sorry you folks have to deal with this. I appreciate the sympathy. We're used to it, just how things are. Just cause we're used to it doesn't make it any less illegal for him to steal it. You know, even if Julius didn't take Big Betty, it might be worth doing a welfare check. Alright, let me speak in plainer terms. Everyone knows that Julius Tremaine's land is booby-trapped to hell. It's not worth it. Is that so? So you've just been giving me and the boy the runner around all morning? I don't have to answer that question. I didn't think officers had the right to remain silent. Helpful. So he's got some traps on his property. Never stopped me from visiting. Yeah? Do you have kids, Avery? Because I got 2 teenage girls at home. Hugby's got grandkids, and Franklin's got the mayor, I guess. I'm not about to risk getting my hand blown off over a pumpkin. That's right. There's some sleeping dogs you must learn to just let lie. I've been Scarlet Sheriff for over 20 years. You don't hold a position like that for so long without learning a few lessons on temperature and temperance and moderation. Aren't those technically the same thing? Whatever. What's a good sheriff who doesn't do his job? This is lawlessness! If I may, sirs, ain't that a mite bit cowardly of you? I thought police officers were supposed to be brave. You think? In practice, you'd think they would. Not the ones that live very long, son. That's also true. Look, I've been to Julius 100 times. Julius's 100 times. I can tag along and make sure nobody gets hurt. That's a mighty offer, but let's give it another day. There's no need to escalate things when they might just resolve themselves. Tomorrow, Earl, or I'm running against you next election. Alright, let's just get going. Well, no one can say we didn't try. Let's keep looking. Have a good one, officers. Same to you, kid. Well, that was a total waste of time. Kind of. And I should probably stop here in a bit, but I just, you know. It wasn't a total waste of time. We got to find out what's been going on with Julius. He's been missing from the diner for a few days. It's weird. He usually comes in every single day. Maybe he's preoccupied with ditchlings? I just hope he's okay. Where to next? Okay, I think I'm gonna stop it here. You know, there's only so much my throat can take, and I think it's been 30 minutes by now. Yeah, almost 30 minutes. So, I'm gonna stop here, and I'll see you on the next one. This was Short John Red, and I hope you all have a good day today. Okay, stop.